So these potatoes that I'm putting in the ground here are really nothing special. They're just plain old red potatoes, and we've gotten a really good success rate out of these potatoes in the past. We used to plant these red potatoes plus Yukon Golds right next to each other, and what we found was that those Yukon Golds, we got three or four out of 5 potatoes would invariably have a hollow heart, and they tasted really good, but it's tough to taste a potato that is just a big thick skin, right? So this year I decided just to go a little bit safer, not have to worry about that, and plant these red ones. And I also wanted to let y'all know about something else that we're going to be doing around here, or that we're planning on doing at least. There's actually a verse in the Bible that talks about, you know, don't say that you're going to go to this town or that town tomorrow and you're going to do lots of business and make lots of money. Don't say that you're going to do that, because you don't know what your life holds, right? I mean, basically I could be dead tonight. Rather say, if the Lord wills, we will do this, that, and the other. So if the good Lord is willing, what we're planning on doing this year is trying to get a whole lot more self-sufficient on this property. And I know that by the YouTube videos, it looks like we're very, very self-sufficient here at our little homestead. And to a large degree, we really are. There's a lot of things that I can make here and that I can do here and that I do that make us probably a whole lot more self-sufficient than average. But one of the biggest areas that we're lacking in is our food production. We do a garden every year, but our potential is a whole lot greater than what we actually get. So I'm planning on this year being a little more astute, I guess you could say, or a much better steward of this ground that can grow food for us. And besides the stuff that we can grow in our garden here, we're also planning on trying to grow our own meat as well. I do shoot a deer, at least one deer every year, and that is helpful to some degree. But the problem that we have with that is that I'm really the only one that likes deer meat. We do hide it in lasagna and spaghetti, and my family will eat that kind of stuff. But other things like burgers and tenderloin, that kind of thing, I'm really the only one that's interested in it. I'm the only one that eats the sausage. So it's kind of of limited value, I guess you could say. But my family does eat chicken, and my family likes pork a lot. So here in about a month, our plan is to build up a chicken tractor and buy meat chicks for meat, and raise those up for slaughter. And maybe even after that, if that goes well, we'll get another batch and raise those up and become a little more self-sufficient with our meat consumption as well. And maybe even after that, we have grand plans of getting a piglet and raising up a pig for slaughter as well. I know some of y'all are probably thinking, well, you're probably not going to save a whole lot of money doing it that way. And the money's really not the point. I do expect to save maybe a little bit on the chickens and maybe some on the pig. But that's really not the point of the whole thing. If that happens, that'll be just kind of a side benefit. The point is for us to be more self-sufficient. I know the price of everything is going up, so the feed for the chickens and the pigs is going to be a little bit higher. But the point is to be able to raise our own food and to be more self-sufficient where we are. I don't know if you've seen the state of the world lately, but it's really not that good. You know, things that we used to could rely on pretty good, you know, there are shortages. And there's stuff out there that, you know, we haven't seen in my lifetime. I'm not super old, of course, but a lot of y'all haven't seen in your lifetimes either. I'm not saying that y'all are old, but there are people that are older than me, right? So that's kind of the point, for us to be more stable, to be more self-sufficient. And a side benefit, of course, is going to be knowing where our food comes from and the satisfaction of knowing that we raised it or grew it. And I'd really like to share this journey with y'all. So be looking for some videos on chickens, on possibly even a pig, on a chicken tractor, and all that kind of stuff. I'll do the best that I can to, you know, get that stuff filmed and post it so y'all can share along in the journey here. And if y'all have any advice on this kind of stuff, let me know. This is going to be a new adventure for us, without a doubt. I've also had a couple of people ask me what happened to the sawmill shed expansion project. Well, I should have some updates on that soon. I managed to find a local gentleman who has an LT40 wood miser, and he is going to come over and cut some 2x12s for me, some very long 2x12s that I need for that project. That was kind of the hang up. My LT15 just doesn't cut long enough boards for what I need. So be looking for some videos about that, hopefully very soon. Again, if the Lord wills, that's what we'll be doing. And yeah, I'll take y'all along for that as well. These are my last potatoes right here, and I am almost at the end of the last row. This is my final potato. That's amazing. I usually have way too many. All right, well, that's just right. That's my last one, and I'm at the end of my last row. Let's get these in the ground, or let's get some dirt on top of them. As you can tell, I'm running out of daylight pretty quick here.